Direct debit is an alternative payment method for our customers. You can choose to set up a direct debit which holds monthly payments or a low deposit payment. In this video, I will show you how to set up the monthly payments for your customer. An email address is essential to setting up a direct debit, as all details will be emailed to the customer automatically on creation of the direct debit. A monthly payment allows your customer to make payments up to 6 weeks before the departure date on their booking. This can be set up on bookings that are travelling outside of 16 weeks. Firstly, set up the inquiry for your customer. Then once you've made the booking, found their holiday, take the deposit from the customer. When you are in the portfolio, scroll down on the Overview tab. You can then choose the due date to show 6 weeks before travel. You will need to amend this date in order to set up the direct debit. Scroll at the bottom of the page and Save Changes to update the date. Once the due date has been amended, you will then need to scroll up to the top of the page and click on Schedule Direct Debit Payments tab. This will show the total amount that is due on the booking and the date in which it needs to be paid by. This will be 6 weeks prior to departure. Underneath, the booking reference will automatically populate. The payment option will be set to monthly. In the payments option, it will give you the amount of payments that you were able to make up until the holiday departs. Once you have selected the number of payments that the customer wishes to make, it will then give you a breakdown of the costings. There will be one single payment followed by 5 equal payments in this example. The payment interval will automatically default to 1. This shows that one payment will be taken each month. At the very bottom, you will need to look at the date for payment. This refers to the first payment that will be taken out of the customer's bank. The date will automatically update to 10 days' time. This is because you cannot take a payment from a customer within 10 days of taking their deposit. The first payment can be amended if the customer wishes, but the payment date must be no later than the last date of the next month. In this example, that will be the 30th of November. On this page is where you will enter the customer's sort code and account number. If the customer has set up one of these payments before, their information will automatically populate on this page. Before you confirm, you will see a recap of what has been set up for the customer. Use this opportunity to ensure this has been agreed correctly with the customer. It shows the breakdown of the payments and will create the financial agreement. The last page will show that the direct debit has been set up. You will then notice there is a new tab which is named Direct Debits on the portfolio. On this page is a summary of the direct debit you have just set up. If you scroll down further on the page, it will show the mandate, which is the financial agreement that the customer has, and then underneath that is the subscriptions that are set up. This will show the different monthly payments that they will pay and the single payment amount, which will be the first payment that comes out of the customer's bank. If a customer makes an amendment to the booking or adds on any ancillaries, you may need to amend the direct debit payments. If it is a low amount, then we would recommend that the customer pays this off in full. This will therefore not affect the direct debit payment you have set up. However, if it is a large amount, they may want to spread the cost over the months. In this demonstration, we will increase the booking amount on the costings page by £200 in order to show you how you would update the direct debit. This screen will show that a direct debit schedule is set up for the customer. Once you close that down, you will notice that a red banner has now appeared on the portfolio screen. This is showing that the scheduled direct debit payments do not cover the full cost of the booking and therefore need to be updated. You will need to go into the Direct Debits tab and scroll to the very bottom in order to update the subscriptions. Scroll along to the right hand side of the page, click on Actions and then Change Amount. You will need to update the amount by how much the holiday is increased by. It shows this cost will affect 5 payments. You would therefore need to divide 200 by 5 and update the costings. This page will ask if you want to update the subscription to the new amount. Once you have set up the direct debit payment, you will need to ensure that the documentation is sent over to the customer. Click onto the Documentation tab and scroll down in order to choose the document from the drop-down list. The document that you will send is the Hayes Travel Booking Confirmation DD Client version. At the bottom of the confirmation, the payment schedule is shown. This will show when each payment is taken out of the customer's bank. If the customer wishes to cancel their direct debit payment scheme, you will need to come into the Direct Debits tab. Scroll down to the very bottom and click on the Actions button on the Subscriptions section. That will then give you the option to cancel the subscription.